Good morning, I hope you're well. I was going to talk this morning a little bit about comparison, which I've definitely mentioned before, but I think it's one that recurs for everybody. The interesting thing about comparison is looking at what's really going on. Essentially, comparison is kind of led by egoic thinking, and it's that mind chatter that we have, and we know that from the ego's point of view that it's always about feeling a sense of sort of psychological lack, not being enough, and therefore looking at being more than or less than another person, which is always kind of hugely subjective really. And people respond to that in different ways. It's likely that when you scan through your social media feed, you might look at people and think, oh gosh, they are just excelling way more than me, they're living this great life and I'm not, and that can kind of translate into not very nice feelings that kind of stay with you. And sometimes also that sense of lack can lead to people being kind of have an inflated sense of who they are and trying to stamp that on other people to kind of prove that they are superior, and trying to enforce that on other people. And they're all responses to the same kind of egoic issues really. And one of the most interesting things really about comparison is that it's a massive illusion, because we think that when we're comparing ourselves to other people that we're comparing something solid, an entity that everybody sees the same, and that's not true, because what's really going on is we're only ever comparing our own perceptions of other people. It's never them, it's only ever our thinking about them. And what do we know about thinking? Well, we know it's transient, it's always changing, it's uppy downy from moment to moment, therefore it's not reliable, and it's hugely biased and subjective based on our own conditioning and the way we've been brought up and the messages we've told ourselves and the things that we're told by the media. It also perpetuates this awful idea of perfection. That is just a flawed idea, but we're very much led to believe that perfection is an ideal that we all need to live up to. Therefore we have this horrible feeling of never really measuring up. So when you get caught up in comparison, just take a little minute to think about what's really going on. We all get sucked in, we all do it, but try and remember that it's only ever your thinking and your kind of perceptions and your translation of other people, which isn't true. It's kind of just a moment in time and it comes and goes. So hopefully that will help you if you get caught up in that kind of thinking. Have a good day.